Hey there cats, good time of the day to you and thank you for tuning into my channel. I found another interesting race in Midnight Club Street Racing, and by interesting I mean that it is hard but not impossible to win it with Cruzeiro Excelente. It is the first head-to-head versus Kareem in London, and we need to start it like this, which will make us able to overtake Kareem, because otherwise it is guaranteed that he will rocket ahead of us and we will not be able to take him over. Now he's still faster than us, so we need to apply some force to his side in order to make him slow down a bit, or like that make him choose an appropriate line, because otherwise nothing will slow him down and he will be at the finish line way ahead of us. Here we go. That's how it's done. And yeah, unlike the last race in New York, I think this race is impossible to win without actually battle Kareem into the sidewalk or something, or blocking him, because he's just way too fast. And all the things that make this race easy is what eventually make it hard for us when we drive an Excelente, because this race is straight, there are no turns, the traffic is unoffensive, and therefore there's nothing that will make Kareem slow down. Yeah, that's the paradox. Since this race basically requires no skill, it removes the advantage that the skillful driving presents. Yeah, we have no place to apply the skill, and therefore we have no way to use the skill to overtake AI. That's it. And well, there are no other races that are as interesting as the first head-to-head, but I've decided they 2 minutes just wouldn't do for any kind of a meaningful video, so I've decided to record the rest of head-to-heads versus Kareem. Specifically, this head-to-head is so much easier than the first one that I've decided to give Cruzeiro Bueno some screen time. I won it with Excelente and I was so far ahead of Kareem that I've decided that it is simply not fair. So I've decided to switch to Bueno for this race. In fact, if I will end this race far ahead of Kareem depends on whether or not he will make a mistake in this turn he makes right now. He didn't make a mistake this time, which means we will finish somewhat side by side, which is good, entertaining, and I like it. Oops. Oh, alright. That was dangerous. That was not supposed to happen, but thanks to Midnight Club physics, it happened. And well, while the races are running, I have an idea what we can talk about. Somewhat recently, I watched an extra punctuation video where Yahtzee called some games, recent Guardians of the Galaxy game included, ghost train rides. And when he described what ghost train ride games are made of, namely being the action or gift shop parts connected by the corridor queue parts with occasional drops of a thrill, I've got myself on a thought that I've recently played Stranglehold, which kinda ticks all those boxes. Hell, even not all of them, yet I've still liked Stranglehold. I liked it a lot and I've even completed it twice. So I've thought to myself, why did I like a game which is not even a good ghost train ride by definition? Stranglehold pretty much lacks the thrill parts, only leaving you with gift shop action connected by corridors, and yet I've liked it. And I've liked it because it had character. Yeah, maybe not that much, but you could feel yourself being a part of a classic heroic bloodshed movie directed by John Woo, with slow motion and Hong Kong all around you. Plus there was Chow Yun-fat on your screen after all, and that was more than enough to make me blast through the game twice. See, that's the main thing about it. Character. Yahtzee even talked about it himself briefly in the beginning of his video, yet diverted towards the point of the games being produced on conveyor nowadays. And look, there's nothing wrong with being mass-produced, as long as there are ideas and creativity in said production. Let me draw a parallel here. With me being a car guy, may I introduce to you muscle cars of the late 60s? all being mass-produced, said machines nevertheless had tons of character, with engineers building amazing huge engines and designers creating immediately recognizable, well, characteristic body lines. And you could pump it to 11 with options like high-impact colors or mod tops. And as long as car is a muscle car, I will love them all, regardless of the model, because they are all of the same class with equal amount of incredible character. Same goes for games. Let's put Hotline Miami on conveyor and mass-produce games like that, one every season or so. And I won't say a word as long as it will be a Hotline Miami kind of a game with equal amounts of plot, gameplay and characters. Add some modding tools and those will be the games which last forever. The point is, a ghost train ride can be the ghost train ride of your life if it was designed by Giger and Coen brothers wrote this scenario. And if you can customize for your own tastes, holy heavens, I would ride it for a long darn time. The problem is, nowadays AAA gaming is all about making money, so nobody even tries to make something like that. And I'll tell you why, because in order to maximize your profits, you have to make as much people as possible to buy your game. Let me talk about cars once again for a moment. Muscle cars were that good because they were American cars, designed for American market, with all the realities of late 60s United States taken into consideration, like extra cheap gas prices and lots of highways. Most other countries didn't develop muscle cars for a reason, nobody would have bought them. And now, with the advance of the globalization, the cars are becoming dull. They lack character. The cheap vehicles try to imitate Mercedes and all those other prestige manufacturers with fake aerodynamics, fake exhaust pipes, huge radiator grills and all that stuff. Everything done only for one reason: to look appealing in every country in the world in order to sell as much as possible worldwide. Pretty much the same thing goes for the games. The prime directive of the average game today is to be sold everywhere. And in order for the whole world to like your game, you cannot really express yourself. Let's just take two countries as an example: United States and China. They are the two biggest markets with radically different cultures. So in order to sell the game in both countries, you have to cut away everything that might look unappealing in the eyes of both United States and China. Then add all the other 100 and something countries which are potential markets, and for every one of those you will have to cut away things that might look unappealing for them. And suddenly you've cut away too much. And all that's left of that combined effort that Giger and Coen brothers put into your game is a simple corporate conveyor product with nothing in it or about it. And that's the whole problem. Conveyerness itself is nothing bad, but this conveyor is set to stumping grey blandness, so the video game industry have basically entered the grey goose scenario. And I have no idea what we can do about it. Things have become too big. Internet allows to sell the games worldwide, plus video games themselves is a popular thing now. And we live during the era of capitalism when AAA companies simply refuse even an idea to cut down their profits even a little bit. And every time you are being creative, you are risking that somebody will not like your ideas, and therefore they will automatically not buy your product. Therefore, only indie studios can now make games with the idea. That's the logical end of the path. These guys do not have profits to care about, they do not have markets, and, in fact, their unusual ideas is pretty much the only thing that can help them fly. They can allow themselves to make a game for a couple of nerds with Kickstarter, not even hoping to make much of an extra, and without caring what will Twitter think about them, or if Chinese government will allow them to sell their thing. And keep in mind that indie games usually make use of those same assets AAA games use. Same engines, same libraries, same sound banks. In fact, sad things are probably what made a lot of indie games even possible nowadays. Because far from everyone can code their own video game engine from ground up. Luckily, we don't have to, because Unreal Engine is free for everyone. And being a craftsman is not about making your own chisel, it's about how good you are at carving wood with it. And I guess that's all what I wanted to say today. Feel free to agree or disagree with me. Now, getting back to the Midnight Club Street Racing, this race you see on your screen right now, I wasn't sure if I should add it into this video, but I've needed some extra time to talk about Ghost Ride games. In fact, that monologue about Ghost Ride games, I've recorded it about 2 months ago, but I did not have the video to attach it to. I'd rather attach it now, while it's still 2 months ago news rather than last year news. And to top it off, it actually took me about 3 hours to record the race you are seeing right now. In fact, there are 2 races. I'm pretty sure you noticed, but the replay is from another race, because the first race you saw, the third-person view, the actual race, not the replay, had its replay bugged out and the game couldn't show it to me. Only 15 seconds of that replay was available, and after that the replay ended for whatever reason. So I've had to make a separate walkthrough just for the replay, and these 2 walkthroughs took me 3 hours. Once again, not sure why. This race seems kinda easy after all, but yeah. Well, whatever. To end this video, I gotta say that I found a way to give AI any car you want in Midnight Club Street Racing, so I guess I will do several custom races soon and give AI Kurumas and those Zender Type S or some other cars that are not normally available to the AI on some tracks. I don't know. Well, I'll just create custom races and see where it will go. So that's what's coming. Thanks for being with me, cats. Stay tuned for more, and good luck.